I did it again, you guys. I was talking to myself over here. Oh, happy Friday. My goodness. I figured it out. I think. Can you guys hear me now? Oh. Well, good morning. New person in the chat looking for giveaways. Yes, today's the day. I don't do them always. I try to do it once a week or so. But I have a TradeDay account for you guys. So to answer your question about what firms I use, I personally trade right now with Tradeify, Lucid, and TradeDay. Those are my favorites. There's lots of good ones out there, but those are the ones that I think are fairly priced, good customer service, good rules. That's kind of what I look for. All right, so looking at today, the plan that I kind of laid out last night was, that's the wrong one, I didn't save it, but it's still the same that it's been if you've been watching me all week. This kind of box right here, it looks messy. I'm on the 1 hour chart, so it's all zoomed in and clustered, but it's because this zone is pretty important in my opinion, from like 25,600-ish to 630. 25,600 to 630. Right now we're hovering right at that. So if we hold here, I'd be looking for longs. We might see a little bit of a drop to like grab some liquidity and then go back up. But I'm not really interested in taking a short because I feel like if we do go down, it's just going to be a bounce to go back up. So we could just go straight up at the open, or it could come down to like value area low from yesterday and bounce. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, is to see what the open gives us, maybe a little pullback to enter a long, or just shoot straight up. We shall see. But looking at the higher time frame, NQ is kind of stuck at this 25,860 level. ES though on the 1 hour broke above that. So that's the chart on the right side. The previous week high was at 6,900, and that's kind of where it was stuck for a couple days. But yesterday it broke through that, and it's kind of hovering in that zone. So to me, longs are the way to go. It is interesting though, looking at the levels, like look at ES right now. It's at above yesterday's value area high. So it didn't really drop that much last night. NQ did. NQ is like below value area high, but below point of control. So this pullback that we got this morning or overnight could have been the pullback, and then we just go straight up at the open. But I'm going to be patient and kind of see what we get. All right, let me mark off overnight levels just to see where liquidity grabs might be. So this is our London low. I guess I don't really need my indicator for that. It's obvious. This is London low right here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. The Trader Vader. I like that name. That's funny. Yeah, I use volume profile. So I use the session volume profile from the previous New York session. And then these gray shaded boxes, these are higher time frame volume profile. So I use the visible range volume profile, which is this on the right. and I zoom like way out and I mark off those high volume nodes. That's how I get my support and resistance levels. So yeah, a couple different versions of the volume profile. I was giving out trade secrets silently. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was giving you guys the sauce. You just didn't hear it. Your loss. We got a couple first timers in the chat. What's up? How long do I normally stream for? It depends on the market. Usually an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. 2 hours if things are going well, like if things are setting up. But I feel like this week it's been shorter just because it's been choppy and not fun to trade. We did get a rejection from VWAP. If I was looking at the computer, that would have been a nice little short. But again, I'm kind of leaning towards longs. But we'll see. I'm going to see what the market gives us. Any ideas about gold? Gold just went to the moon last night. That's the idea. For gold, just enter a long. No, totally kidding. That was a joke. I would like to say you would hope for a pullback, right? I mean, that's the only way I would enter a trade on gold is if it pulled back to something and went back up. But you can't really do much with it right now. I wouldn't want to short this because it's very strong. And I personally wouldn't enter a long up here. But yeah, I haven't really like marked off levels or anything on gold recently. These ones down here are from 2 days ago. All right, guys, go hit that like button. Let's see if we can get it up to 100. I know you guys want a duck race. A Friday duck race. That's the best way to start your weekend, right? All right, coming down to that previous London low. And the market is open. Is it going to do a liquidity grab that fast? I don't like to enter a trade like 30 seconds in the open, so I'm not going to do that. But also another reason is ES has not come down to its overnight low. So that would be something that would give me even more confidence if they both did it at the same time and bounced. That'd be cool. I'm going to go with a small position, just 3 contracts, because it is early in the open. And that's not my favorite. But that was a clean bounce on both of them. Let's see if it continues up. If it doesn't continue up from here, it could come down to value area low. Not really getting the continuation up yet. All right, here is the anchored VWAP for the New York session. So far, we got our 15-minute low right here. And then I'll do the same on ES. Anyone else enter along? Or am I the only crazy person who took a trade the first 1 minute of the open? That was a little scary. Maybe not the smartest plan. A little bit choppy. Yeah, Verisat pre-market, I took a trade too. There was some good movement pre-market. All right, if this thing does keep moving up, I'm going to watch and see what happens at VWAP at like 619-ish. If it breaks through there, then the next area I'd be watching is this high volume node area. I have a feeling it's going to take a little bit of work to get through it, if it does. I mean, I could be wrong and we go down today, but value area high at 640, the top of my high volume node at 650-ish. Like, this area might get choppy. As soon as it breaks through that, again, this is just my bullish idea. If it breaks above that and retests it as support, then it could go to the moon. Watch, this thing is gonna just come dump down in my face after I said all that. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? That'd be good entertainment for YouTube. Get you guys all to laugh at me, laugh on my face. All right, now after I said all that, I'm gonna at least move my stop loss to break even so it doesn't come smack me in the face. Verisat thinking rethinking trading overnight and pre-market. You know, I have found that it changes. Like, sometimes the Asia session is really good, and then New York is volatile and like doesn't follow any of the rules. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes Asia is just super wicky and slow and like super hard to trade because it's low volume, and any single buyer or seller can come in and just like liquidate your position. And then New York is super clean. So I don't know if you can just say, oh, I'm going to stop trading New York open and trade London instead, or pre-market instead. I guess, I mean, I haven't been around for like years and years to be able to say what the trend is, but in the 14 months I've been trading, I feel like it's different. It changes. All right, so still watching this 618-ish level, right where the session VWAP is. If we break above that, I'll feel a little bit better about continuation, at least up to like 640, 650. And then from there, that's kind of the level that I would like to see us break above if we're going to get continuation for longs like the rest of the day. But we gotta break above here first. Like I said before though, like before the market opened, ES is different. ES is above yesterday's value area high. It's breaking above VWAP. ES is the one that broke the high on the hourly. So, I mean, if ES is going to be showing us the way, then NQ should keep going up. QQQ has a gap down. Let's see if it fills that gap. That would be a good sign for longs. I'll set an alert here. Well, good thing I put my stop loss at break even. That was a crazy rejection. What the heck? Probably should have trailed it a little bit tighter. That's all right. Gold is really good for Asia. Oh yeah. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that time frame, it moves really well. And a lot of the times it's pretty clean movement too. Sometimes it's choppy, like yesterday. At least when I was awake last night, it was a little bit choppy. But then while I was sleeping, it just went to the moon. All right. We got about 3 minutes left until the opening range is officially set. But for now, this is our high. I have a 15-minute chart up on another screen. This is kind of funny. That's the 15-minute opening candle. Which way do you want to go, NQ? Nobody knows. Making everyone guess. Hopefully not blowing accounts on the way. Coming back down towards that opening range low. So ES technically didn't hit the London low. Like here's the low right here. So it does have a little bit more room to come down, hit that 15-minute opening range low and like retest London and then bounce back up. That's one thing I like to watch for is the like fake 15-minute opening range breakouts. When it kind of uses it as support, but there's like a fake wick out to trap shorts or longs. So we can watch for that. Just staying patient for some levels to hit. What's the choppiest month of the year from my experience? That's a good question. I don't know if I have a great answer in terms of like a specific month that's choppy. I think if anyone else in the chat wants to chime in who has more trading experience than me, I'd love to hear it. But for me, it's more of like a current events / seasonal thing. Like December is definitely lower volume. I guess it depends on what your definition of choppy is. I think of choppy as like low volume, just not really trending in any one good direction. So during the holidays, I don't know, any lower volume events, I guess. Yeah. Trader Vader, that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't have a month in mind, but just the last couple weeks in December for sure. And then the week of Thanksgiving, government shutdowns, that's another example. I think it depends more on the current events. Any month Trump is president. I don't know if Trump being president makes it choppy, it just makes it like wiki and wild. You never know what to expect. The plus side is trading with Trump as president definitely teaches you risk management, right? Like as soon as you enter a trade, you better be putting your stop loss on because he could be tweeting about something and just make the market go crazy. I think it's kind of a blessing that the markets are lower volume during the holidays. Because if any of you guys in the chat struggle like me, where you're just kind of always looking at the charts, like it's hard for me to step away and just not trade. I have to force myself and enforce some rules. So having volume be low, hold on, I'm watching for maybe a long down here. But having volume be low around the holidays, like forces me to step away and actually spend some time with my family. So I think it's a blessing. Because I look at the charts and I'm like, this sucks. I shouldn't be trading, and go hang out with the family. All right, so ES is hitting that London low. Let's see if it's a liquidity grab bounce or if this thing's going to go a little bit lower. We can zoom out a little bit, see what's going on over to the left. I like this whole area as a possible bounce spot for NQ at least. I mean, look at all of this trading right here. Lots of wicks. To me, that looks like support. Just a matter of where. Where is it going to bounce? Like it could come all the way down here to 470-ish before it goes back up. It could grab these wicks down here at 450. All right, coming on down. What about ES? Let's zoom out a little bit there. See what we have to the left. That 500 level holding pretty strong so far. Are we going to have another one of those days where price action just puts us to sleep for 2 hours and then all of a sudden the move happens at like noon? That's been happening a lot the last, I don't know, 2 weeks it feels like. All right, going long again, downsizing to just 3 contracts, but held that 500 level, lots of wicks to the left. Kind of starting to look like it's reclaiming that opening range low. Let's see if we actually get some continuation on this one. If we start getting more like bullish candle closures and it starts breaking above some of these VWAPs, we could potentially add to the position. But I'll wait for confirmation before we do that. So far that bounce is looking pretty good though. Coming up to New York anchored VWAP. Are we gonna break through it? Oh, it's trying. Come on, let's go. I didn't wait for the 5-minute candle to close before entering. We still have like a minute left on this candle. So it could fall apart. Pretty good closure on the 5-minute. Let's continue. It's still hovering right at that New York anchored VWAP. So that could be what the struggle and the chop is right now. ES is still below. I don't like that. Come on. Your comment made me laugh, G-Man. G-Man's in a long on gold, and at this point he's just trailing his stop loss because he's like, I don't have any more levels marked. It's just so beyond bullish. I don't have anything left. Just trail your stop and see what you get. That's funny. Is QQQ gonna head back up and fill that gap? Like I said, I have that alert set. That'd be cool. Oh, man. Why is it being so slow? ES is not looking so good. Yeah, it's interesting that NQ and ES are not quite in sync. Get it together, you guys. Come on. Work together here. One thing I don't like is that gold is just going to the moon. And then I'm in a long on NQ. I know they're not perfectly inversely correlated, but often they are. Lately they both have just been going up though. The last, I don't know, week or so. So I probably shouldn't even like have that in my brain as any sort of confluence. All right. Stopped me out. I probably should have just closed it earlier. Watching ES reject, I was wondering if NQ was going to start to go down too. Sorry, G-Man. My stop filled thing went off. I don't know where it went off, actually. I have my tab muted. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right. Now let's see if it comes and grabs this liquidity over here at the 560 or 460s when I was looking left earlier. All this right here. 470, 460, there's a lot right here. And then if that doesn't hold, it could come down to this previous day low. But I would guess value area low-ish would be a good spot to watch for a bounce. 460 to 470. Yeah, G-Man, I am using the trade copier. Indicators. So I have not many. Most of the things that I mark off are just like manual lines. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me see if I can move to a blinker spot on the screen. There we go. So visible range volume profile, that's what VRVP is, and session volume profile. So those are the two volume profile indicators that I use. And I turn them off. So like session volume profile, I'll turn it on. When the session ends, I'll mark the value area high, value area low, and point of control, and then I turn it off just to keep the chart clean. Because if I turn it on right now, it shows up in this current trading session and just makes it kind of messy in my opinion. Visible range volume profile, I only turn that on when I'm marking off my support and resistance. Trading sessions, I use this just to mark Asia high, Asia low, London high, London low. VWAP, that's one that I keep on. Initial balance, I don't really use this one. I just manually mark off the high and the low of the first 60 minutes of trading. So I could probably delete that one actually, and then just regular volume at the bottom of the chart. Those are the ones that I have. Okay, coming down to that value area low level 460-ish that I was watching. Let's see if we get a bounce. I'm gonna be patient and wait for some good bullish action here and not try to catch a falling knife. Because like I said, when I look left, we could always come lower. We haven't actually touched value area low. We have these wicks down here if you want to like come all the way down to the bottom of the wick at like 456. And then of course we have all this down here at previous day low. So it could come lower. I'm not going to long the first green candle I see. Good time to zoom out and get off the 1 minute chart. Yeah, G-Man, I'm seeing a support level here too. You tried to catch a knife yesterday, Verisot? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's no fun. Don't do that. You're gonna cut yourself. Okay. ES is coming down to a support level, high volume node. NQ's coming to that 456 level I was talking about, and it's at yesterday's value area low. Let's see if it holds. If not, we could be in trouble. Maybe I should have taken a short. In hindsight, that actually was a really good short setup. Full transparency, I was blinded by the fact that I was looking for longs. But one of the setups I love, and I totally missed it, is this fake, like 15-minute opening range breakout and then retest of the New York Anchor VWAP and then the actual breakout. So this right here would have been like a textbook short. It was beautiful. But I was blinded by watching for a liquidity grab to go long. And I missed it. All right, let's see if this 400 level holds. 385, 400. If it doesn't, shorts were the way to go. What's the 1 hour looking like over here? Yes, at its point of control from yesterday. Good bounce on that candle. Going to give it a try. Probably should have waited for it to reclaim that value area low, because it still could come down a little bit further. That may be a mistake trade. You like the method of using the indicators to mark and then turning them off? Yeah, I think it's just a system that works for me. One is it keeps my chart a little bit cleaner. But yeah, it kind of just helps me create my like daily game plan. And sometimes I don't even use the indicators, like the 60-minute, the initial balance, for example. And sometimes I don't even use the trading sessions indicator. I'll just manually like look at the time frame for when that trading session was and mark off the levels manually. It's probably just a little thing that I have in my head, but it makes me feel like I'm looking at the charts better when I like do the homework myself instead of relying on an indicator. I know that's kind of silly saying it out loud, but it just helps me get into that mindset where I'm like, I'm reading the charts and I'm looking at this instead of relying on some indicator that someone else built. I don't trust what someone else did. Like, that's why I never use the 15-minute opening range breakout indicators or anything like that. I just mark it myself. Yeah, waiting for a closure of the 5-minute candle would have been much smarter. You're right. I agree. That was not the smartest entry. Fifteen minutes left until the initial balance is actually set. So at this point, I think I'm going to wait until that happens. See where this thing ends up bottoming out if it does. About 250 down right now. Couple of losses on the last ones. Kind of hovering here. There's definitely a lot of interest at this area. Lots of transactions coming up on the time sales. Still think it could move back up. It's just a matter of when. And will it go a little bit lower first? Oh, wow. After that big move up on gold, it's dumping now. Dang. Maybe I need to start watching gold during the New York session. That's some good movement right there. I know. I told you guys I'll do a giveaway at 100 likes. Apparently no one wants one. No one wants a duck race. $90 viewers, 60 likes. What's up with that? And it's a free way to support the channel. It's like giving me a virtual high five, you guys. Be nice. $10 minutes until that initial balance is set. If it comes back down and like retests this IB low and then maybe grabs that previous day low liquidity, that'd be a nice little failed auction setup. Poker channel, kind of like we were talking about yesterday. QQQ is just dumping too. VIX is going to the moon. Alrighty, the dump continues. Coming up to a decent spot for a bounce. Yep, Zach, we're thinking on the same level. Gotta stay patient and wait for it to hit, if it does. Pillow right? No, I'm not in a position right now. Waiting for the initial balance to be set. Waiting for it to maybe come back down to this previous day low and grab that liquidity. That would be like a failed auction setup. This is an area I like for a bounce, like the 400 level. But I'm not going to just long randomly and try to catch a falling knife because that was a pretty big drop down. So just waiting for some confirmation. And if it doesn't happen, then we got a lot lower to go. Keep on moving this line down. Man. Still going, still going. Previous day low. There it is. Dang. What a move down. ES is coming down to its value area low from yesterday. If it bounces there and NQ like starts to really be strong off of that previous day low, we could possibly look for a long. But I don't know. This looks pretty sad. Pretty droopy. Good job to those of you who took that short. I'm a little mad at myself for not. That 15-minute opening range breakout, that fake breakout, retest of VWAP. I'm annoyed with myself that I missed it. Would have been a nice dump. Honestly, probably would not have held it this long. I probably would have taken profit at value area low. So either way, I would have been like, dang, I should have held it. Still have 2 minutes until this IB is set. And this line just keeps moving. I don't know why I even try. It's like I'm trying to catch it with this white line. Maybe if I move the line, it'll stop. This is wild. All right, it's coming down to my high volume node. This would be a good spot to bounce, NQ. What do you think? How do you feel about that? My goodness. This is intense. Well, the initial balance is set and it's just going. Yeah, I agree. I think there were a couple people in the chat that were short. NQ's hovering around a high volume node. ES is at point of control. The initial balance is set. So we can either look for a bounce here, or if it continues down and then comes up and retests this level, we could take a short to continue lower. Yeah, Poker Channel, that was definitely a trade of the day that I would recommend putting in your playbook. I will be. That 15-minute fake breakout, move higher, and then the real move down, the real short. That was a good trade. Probably dumb, but I'm trying to catch a falling knife here. I have a couple good reasons for taking the trade, but probably just thinking that it's going to at least return to the mean a little bit. But the reasoning is kind of what I laid out before. ES is at previous week point of control and also in this support area. ES is hitting, or NQ is hitting my support area. I'm not expecting this to like go all the way back up to the top and fill the gap or anything crazy like that. But even if it comes back up to VWAP or something, So New York anchor VWAP would be there, which is also yesterday's value area low. Let's see if it gets there. That hourly candle, that was an angry drop. There's still 25 minutes left on this hourly candle. That would be pretty telling for a bullish sign if it moves up and there's a big wick on the bottom of this hourly candle. Time will tell, though. Like I said, we still have 25 minutes. At this point, it's not looking like it wants to. $75 likes. We got 92 people watching, 75 likes. I betcha if everyone on here who hasn't hit the like button yet goes and hits it, we'll get 100. I'll betcha on that. And then we'll do a TradeDay 50K account giveaway and a duck race. That's what y'all are here for. I know it. We got 5 more. We're at 80. Come on, you guys. Let's do it. Let's finish Friday with a duck race. It's fun. It's lots of fun, I promise. If you've never done one, you're in for a treat. I got the hourly up on ES. This is the 22 minutes left on this candle. So far, it's getting a little tail on the bottom. Come on, let's continue. Poker channel, you're my new best friend. Poker channel says no more giveaways at like 96 likes because we got close enough. We got to get 100, right? I love that. We'll get there. We'll get there. It'll happen. We have enough people watching. Everyone just has to go hit that little thumbs up button. It's not hard. I promise. Think of it like this. Think of it like giving me a little pat on the back, like, it's okay. It's okay you took 2 losses. You're gonna be okay. That's what the that's what the thumbs up is for today. Make me feel better. Now we have 114 people watching and 84 likes. Aw, you guys are not showing the love, man. If you guys just tuned in, go hit that like button. We got a giveaway coming later today. To answer your question about what levels indicator am I using, most of them are kind of done by hand. So like previous day low, 15-minute opening range low, like I just mark all those off as the days happen. And then session volume profile is what I use for the value area low, value area high, all those ones. And then these gray shaded boxes are support and resistance that I find with the visible range volume profile. I do have a couple videos talking about like all the levels that I mark off. And I walk through, like I recorded myself on a Sunday night getting my charts prepped for the week. So I start off with a blank chart in the video and like show you everything that I add. So if you're interested in finding out what I do, go check that out. Yeah, thanks. 8K subs. That's crazy. I had been watching it kind of daily. Like I would log in each morning and be like, how many do I have now? Because it was fun to watch with my kids because they're all like, Mom's a famous YouTuber. It's been fun. But I hadn't watched in a couple days. And then all of a sudden my husband was like, you have 8K subscribers. And I'm like, really? When did that happen? Eight cylinder, thanks. Thanks for the offer. I appreciate the help. G-Man, you remember when I had less than 20 subscribers total? Or less than 20 like watching the live streams? Yeah. It's pretty crazy how fast it blew up. Oh man, are we hitting our Friday low volume deadness? Have we already arrived there? Now I'm a big fish. I don't want to be a big fish, honestly. People are mean. Like I just started this channel because someone mentioned like it'd be good for accountability just to share your trade recaps and stuff, and then it kind of blew up. But yeah, I don't want to be a big fish. people make mean comments. And I have thick skin. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. I'm like, whatever. I blow it off. But I also, like, want to continue to be real with you guys and, like, say, I've only been trading for a year. Like, don't come in and copy trade me. I'm not one of those people that makes, like, $50,000 a month and amazing win rate. Like, I still go on tilt and blow accounts. Like, I'll get a payout and then I'll blow the account, and I'm still a newbie. So that's one bad thing about having my channel grow and, having 100 people watch me live trade is people come in and they're like copy trading me or asking all these questions, and I'm like, I don't know. I can just tell you what works for me, but I'm not the expert. If you guys have noticed, half the time people ask questions in the chat and I'm like, I'll give you my best attempt at the answer, but does anyone else in the chat know the answer? Because I don't know. I chat GPT most of that stuff. Why are you asking me? Well, let me at least move my stop loss to break even, and then I'll get this form set up and we'll do a giveaway here in a minute. Another reason I say I don't want to be a big fish is not just the fact that people are mean. Like, honestly, I could care less. I read their comments and I laugh. But I just don't want to, like, turn into an influencer. Like, I always cringe when people say, you're an influencer. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I mean, it's cool. I have affiliate codes. Like, yay, I make a couple $100s a month off of affiliates. But I don't want to turn into someone that does it just for the fame. Like, I still want to just be a trader who's transparent with you guys and shows you the wins and the losses. So I don't want to, like, let it get to my head, I guess. I don't know. I'm a pretty humble person, but I just don't want to have that happen where I feel the pressure of having to perform for a bunch of people. So you guys are going to get what you get. We got 89 likes, 11 more, you guys, and I'll post this form and we'll do a giveaway. So someone in the chat was asking earlier, how do you enter? I'm going to post a Google form in the chat, and you guys just put your name on there, and then I'll put your name on a duck and we do a duck race. All right, got the form done. How are we doing? 88. Close. What is my risk to reward? Sorry, I was just catching up on the chat because I was getting the form set up. On this particular trader rater, or just in general, like my overall risk to reward? Overall, like total in my trading journal, I log everything in TradeZella. It's like a 2.2, I think. But I'm not one of those people who trades to just a specific risk to reward. Like, I don't take it off at 2 to 1 no matter what. I trade to like a level. I'm okay with that getting stopped out. I wasn't confident it was just going to go to the moon from there anyway. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat because I know a couple of you are saying you had to head out for the day. So just put a link to a Google Doc in the chat comments. I'll put it in the Discord for you guys too. Well, like I said, I had that 1 hour chart on ES, and I was like, man, if there was a big wick, that'd be a good sign for bulls, but we only have 7.5 minutes left. Not a huge wick right now. G-Man mentioned gold. What is gold doing? You talking about that fib, G-Man? And lined up with the New York anchored VWAP? Yup, I see it. Oh, the initial balance fib. Okay. Yeah, I think I did it. Right? It almost came to that zone. I probably would have missed it, honestly, because it didn't come all the way back up and then just dumped from there. But yeah, that would have been a good short because it also broke below the session VWAP and then kind of came back up and retested it. Did you enter that, G-Man? Would have been a good one. I'll give you guys like 2 or 3 more minutes to fill out that Google form, and we'll get everyone's name ready for a duck race. Yeah, someone in the chat said something about like, are ES and or NQ and gold holding hands? This is weird. I mean, aren't they supposed to be inversely correlated most of the time? And these charts, this is gold on the right. It's not ES anymore, and this is NQ on the left. And they look nearly identical. That's funny. Both are coming back down to retest their initial balance low again. This is gold's IB low. No, this is the IB low, a little bit higher. Right there. Continuing down. All right, guys, 1 more minute. Go fill out that Google form. Last chance. Price is moving slow. There is that giant dump. What was the range? Let me measure this. 304 point initial balance range. Whoa. All right, guys, let me sort these. Make sure we don't have any duplicates. And then we'll do a duck race. You guys ready? I'm ready. Whoa, I look away for a second to get the duck race ready, and then dang. What in the world? Who did it? Did Trump say something? Was there a tweet that I missed? All right, getting everyone's names up. We got this. Here we go. Here we go. Are you guys ready? On your mark. Let's get set. Go. Dun dun dun. Oh, we have a medical duck. I don't think I've seen that one before. And then Ken has like chickenpox hearts. Here we go. Tight race so far. Oh, everyone's kind of just staying together. AI grid making a move. We got Rudolph. MB Trader got the Rudolph duck. Zach the Viking. Oh, Eva, can you hold on? You got 15 seconds. Who's gonna make the move? Somebody's got to turn on the afterburners here in a second. Oh, Eva, you fell off. Yarmik? Suit and tie and everything. He came out hot at the end. Yarmik, are you in the chat? Oh, the Trump duck. I didn't even think about that. It was rigged. Trump rigged it. All right, Yarmik, if you are in the chat, say something and then send me a message in Discord and I'll get that TradeDay account over to you. I know there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube, so I'll give him a second to reply. Let me see what his YouTube name is. Ah, okay, cool. I got you. Mickey B. Cool, send me a message in Discord. We'll get you set up with that. Otherwise, you guys, I think I'm going to call it there. At this point, price just is dumping and I need to stop trying to catch a falling knife. So I'm going to call it there. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and I will see you in Discord. If you haven't joined Discord already, go join. There's a link in the chat. And then if you're looking for prop firm accounts, use code Krista. I appreciate the support. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. Have a good one.